Welcome to day 4 of our daily Bible devotions. This week, we're talking about the implications of theism. And we already mentioned the other day that the law of non contradiction is important in establishing that theism or monotheism is true, while everything else, based on the law of non contradiction, is false. Another implication of theism is something that is important and controversial. What is that? If God is true, then miracles are true. Why is that important and controversial? Well, because it's difficult for the modern world to embrace miracles. The idea of miracle is associated with fairy tale and magic, and therefore it cannot be true, it cannot be factual. But if we have established that there is a God, if theism is true, miracles are possible. If this is your universe, if this is your box of universe, if there's a being that created that box and all the elements in it, that being can put his hand inside the box and manipulate the elements inside the box. Or think about this. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Matrix. Matrix is basically a computer program. So if there's a glitch inside the computer program in the Matrix and the characters inside the program see that glitch, it's a sign that the architect, the maker of the program, is changing something. Now, for the characters in the program, for the people inside the program, it defies science, it defies all the laws of inside the program, because basically the one altering is outside the program. The one altering is the maker of the program. You can also see this in the movie Free Guy by Ryan Reynolds. Again, I'm not promoting, I'm just saying in the movie you can see that the elements inside the program, inside the game where Guy lives in, is being manipulated by the maker. Now, if you're Guy, if you live in the computer program, if you live in the game, it doesn't make sense to you because it defies the laws of your world. But of course, it defies the laws of your world. It looks like that because those laws are being manipulated by the maker of the game, of the program, by the developer. If you're the developer, you have the liberty to manipulate and change the rules because you are the one who put those rules there. Now, as I move forward with this, I'm done with analogies. Let me tell you the story of Norman Geisler. Who is Norman Geisler? Norman Geisler is an American philosopher, is very famous, and he put forward challenges or refutations to the argument that miracles cannot exist. One of the main reasons why many people do not believe that miracles are possible because there's this philosopher in the 17th century. His name is David Hume, and he put forward an argument. The argument of David Hume is like this. He said, natural law is by definition a description of irregular occurrence, meaning a regular event. A miracle is by definition, number 2, a miracle is by definition a rare occurrence or a rare event. Number 3, the evidence for the regular is always greater than that for the rare, meaning the evidence for regular or normal events is greater than that of the rare events. Number 4, David Hume said, a wise man always bases his belief on the greater evidence. Conclusion, after 4 premises, conclusion number 5, therefore, a wise man should never believe in miracles. A lot of people were swayed by this. But Norman Geisler said, if those 4 premises are true, then the conclusion necessarily follows, the wise man should never believe in miracles. Unfortunately for Hume, and for those over the years who have believed and followed David Hume, the argument has a false premise. Amongst 1 to 4, premise 3 is not necessarily true. The evidence for the regular is not always greater than that for the rare. At first glance, it may seem that, of course, the evidence for normal or regular events are greater than rare events. I mean, they are rare events. The evidence for them is very small. To disprove premise 3, we only need to come up with one counterexample, but we actually have several examples. Number 1, the origin of the universe happened only once. Once, right? The universe was only created once. It was a rare event. Rare, unrepeatable event. Yet, virtually, every person believer or not, but especially atheist, believes that the Big Bang evidence proves that the universe exploded into being. But it's a rare event. Are normal events greater than the Big Bang? Second, the origin of life happened only once. It too was a rare, unrepeatable event, yet every naturalist or atheist believes that life arose spontaneously from non life somewhere on the earth or elsewhere in the universe, combination of elements. It only happened once. And every scientist believes that. Is the evidence for regular events greater than that single event? No. Think about this. In fact, the entire history of the world is comprised of rare, unrepeatable events. The birth of Jose Rizal happened only once. The death of Jose Rizal happened only once. The Philippine Revolution happened only once. The birth of every single person happened only once. The point is, not because an event is rare and unrepeatable, it automatically follows that the evidence for normal events, regular events, are greater than that. It's not true. What happened with David Hume is he confused believability with possibility. If premise 3 were true, the argument would not disprove the possibility of miracles. It would only question their believability. Meaning, even if it's difficult to believe something, that does not mean that it's not plausible. Just because something is possible does not follow that it's always believable. We all know this. How many times have we experienced that we witnessed something, we did something, it happened, it's possible, but it's difficult to convince other people because they were not there to witness it. Possibility does not mean believability. We will continue this tomorrow.